what happens? I mean, I really don't want to break down what's really happening, but as water comes in through the intake grate, it is the impeller has a sucking motion. It pulls in, so it literally will. And why do every manual say operate in a minimum of 3 feet of water? Why does it say operate in a minimum of 3 feet of water? Because jet pumps produce vacuum. They suck, and they will pull all sorts of detritus off of the floor of the ocean, the river, the beach you're on, wherever, the lawn tramp for that matter. That's just what's going to happen with these machines. So you have to consider, if I get on the throttle, the more you get on the throttle, the more suction you're creating in that pump. All right. At idle, it's not really pulling a lot of suction. You get on the gas, it pulls real hard and it starts pulling things. I've seen rocks the size of my thumb get pulled up from 2 to 3 feet and get lodged in the pump. It happens. It happens. They create vacuum. All right. Do not be surprised by what junk your jet pump's going to inhale. So, operating typically in 3 feet of water, more often than not. Now, obviously, at the launch ramp, your trailer might be low. You might have really short, 12-inch or 12 or 13-inch wheels on there. Okay, you might not have a lot of ground clearance off of the bottom of your ski, but thankfully, if you've deep launched your trailer enough, the ski is going to buoy up as the trailer goes down. So get your ski as deep as you can without losing it before you fire it up and get out of there. This is just safety precaution kind of stuff. Okay. Careful about riding through kelp fields, through grassy areas. It will pull grass and kelp is very sturdy. All right. A Pacific Ocean kid who grew up in the Pacific Ocean, I have chopped up a lot of kelp, and that stuff is very sturdy. It's very thick. And when pureed, it can gum up and wad up inside of a pump to the point that you have to scrape it out with a putty knife. I'm not joking. That stuff gets gnarly. All right. So be careful of any sort of plant life. Plant life's a big deal. All right. It will get pulled up. It will get sucked up. Okay. Third suggestion is what we didn't pay attention to, what we didn't do on this ride, and that is give it a day or two. Give your ride a day or two after heavy rainfall. Light rainfall is different. Heavy rainfall washes all sorts of debris into the water. I live in Tennessee. All right. I live on the Cumberland River. The Cumberland River will literally uproot full-size trees and root structures and send them tumbling all the way down the river. I have seen this. I have videoed this. Guys who know me have seen these videos of full trees going down the river. Okay. On our ride through Detroit, I sucked up a big wad of polymer plastic. Where the hell did it come from? Just trash floating in the water. And it wasn't on top. It was floating underneath because it was heavy enough to be about 3 or 4 inches below the water level. And I pulled it right up. Guess what? It happens to the best of us. Okay. And I'll show you the video just for fun. But heavy rainfall, and I'm talking heavy rainfall, pay attention to what's getting washed into the water. Okay. Plastic bags. Guy, I think of all sorts of just floating plastic debris and trash, especially if you're in a heavy populated area or a blue state. You're going to ride through trash. But we're going to do some worst case scenarios, but here the tips that I shared are very, very basic. All right. Obviously, you can't know what's below the water level at all times. It's very hard to see that, especially if the water is brown, brackish, dark, whatever. Or if it's cold, it might be really hard to see because the water typically is darker when it's colder, or choppy. But I really recommend being keenly aware of your surroundings, having really good, situational awareness. Look at what you'll see: drifts of debris. You'll see flotsam, and you'll see all sorts of jetsam floating around. Try to avoid that. If you can, make big sweeps just to get around it. Okay. Now, I think some guys who do a lot of riding will probably argue with me. If you are riding in a group, and you're kind of stuck going through maybe some flotsam and you're kind of like, crap, what do I do? I know guys who are like, go slow through it. I don't recommend that. I say go through it as fast as humanly possible if you literally have no choice. If you are absolutely nailed to a tree, I mean, you're just stuck. You're flanked on either side and you just see a current of trash in front of you. I err on going fast. Here's why I err on going fast. You're going to kick up a bigger roost. All right. You're going to move stuff out of your way a lot better than going slow. B, if it's small stuff, that impeller is going to grind it up and spit it out really fast. Hopefully. These are not 100%. These tips are not 100%. But the next thing I suggest is, if you can, and you got enough time, but you're stuck, trim it down. Because if you trim up, basically you are exposing that intake grate as much as you can. If you trim down, that bow is going to bow spray. It's not perfect. It's not perfect advice, but it is kind of last minute. Hey guys, thanks for hanging out. This clip was taken from our weekly podcast that we record here every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to watch the whole video, you can go to the Watercraft Journal's YouTube channel, go to playlists, and then click on live sessions. You're going to see it there. Otherwise, go ahead and leave a like, a comment, and definitely subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow. And again, thanks again for watching our videos, and we hope to see you soon.